Hey guys, welcome back. This is another episode of MK's Kitchen. I am MK the Queen, and today we're going to make a little TV dinner that's well known around the world. Can you guess what it is? Salisbury steak. But we're going to do it the crock pot way. For those of us that don't have the time to put it on the skillet and wait all day and all that extra stuff, or don't really know how to cook that well, or for our beginners, we're gonna do it and let the crock pot do most of the work. So let's turn around and let's see what we got today to make our Salisbury steak. All right, so we have our beef and meat in our big bowl. We're gonna take some seasonings. We have pepper. I'm gonna just pour a little bit of that to your heart's desires. We're not gonna really do any specific measurements. We're gonna take some Himalayan pink salt, just a little bit of that. We don't want it too salty. We have some onion powder, a couple shakes. We have garlic powder. We have some Italian seasoning. We have about a half a cup of our panko seasoned breadcrumbs. We're going to do a little bit of mustard, about a teaspoon of mustard. We're going to do about 2 teaspoons of ketchup. Okay. We're going to do 1 large egg. But for our egg, we're going to pour it in a little smaller bowl, and we're going to mix that up first before we're not going to just crack the egg and put it and mix it with our meat. So we're going to take that egg and we're just going to beat that up real good. Okay, so now that we have our ingredients, here's the fun part. Make sure those hands are nice and clean, and we're going to combine our ingredients. It's all right, don't be afraid to be dirty. I'll mix that up real good. You don't want to over mix it too much, but just enough for our ingredients to get combined. All right, so now that our meat is nice and combined, we're going to take a little ice cream scoop to help us form some circles. You can take a little bit more. We're going to take that and try to form a little mini Salisbury steak or patty, whatever you want to call it. Okay, we're going to put that to the side on our little cutting board until we get finished making all of our circles. You can make them as big as you want, as small as you want. It's up to you. We're just trying to be a little cute, so we'll have some extra over leftovers and stuff over the next couple days. Small. almost there. All right. All right, so this is what our little formed beef patties are looking like. We got our skillet already warm. We're gonna pour just a little bit of vegetable oil in there, since our beef is low fat, so we don't have all that extra fat that's gonna form the grease for us. So we're gonna add just a little bit of oil just to help out our beef patties. I'll wait a few minutes for that to get warm. All right, now that our skillet is warm with our oil, we're gonna go ahead and add our patties. Ooh, it's sizzling already. Okay. Sounds like a party in the skillet. We're not gonna keep them in that long. We just want to get both sides a little brown before we put it into our crock pot. That way we can get those little flavors when we start mixing our gravy. Yeah, just let that sit for a few minutes. Into more of our ingredients, we have mushrooms and we have some onions that we already cut up. We're gonna place that in our crock pot in a minute before we put our Salisbury steak patties in there. But we're gonna let our patties cook first, and we'll be back with the extra. You can see it's already getting brown on the bottoms a little bit. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and put our mushrooms and our onions in our crock pot. Put those in there. And if you don't like mushrooms or onions, that's totally fine. You do not have to place that with your Salisbury steak meal. It's up to you. This is your dinner, okay? You do it your way. I'm just showing you how I do it my way. Alright, so we just flipped some of our patties. As you can see, they're browning. If you want them to get a little bit browner on each side, that's perfectly fine. Like I said, we're just doing it just a little bit before we place it into our crock pot. Okay, so it looks like our beef patties are ready to be transferred into our crock pot. They look brown on both sides. Yep, so we're gonna go ahead and put those in our crock pot. We're gonna move on to our other patties and get those browned, and then we'll be back for our gravy. Okay, y'all, so we just finished browning all of our beef patties. Forgot to mention our crock pot is on low this time. We got things to do today, so we're gonna let the crock pot take its time. But while that is in our crock pot, we are going to start on our gravy. So we're going to keep that same skillet, that way we kind of create a roux. And if you don't know what a roux is, it's basically just a little meat flavor from the grease that we just made. We're going to take about 2 tablespoons of butter. Let that melt down. Now that our butter is pretty much melted, we're going to take 2 tablespoons of all-purpose flour. With that flour, you want to make sure it's really well combined. We don't want our gravy tasting like flour now. So make sure you just keep stirring that up. Getting that flour really well combined in there. Alright, y'all, so now that we got our flour really well combined with our butter, we're going to take 1.5 cups of our beef broth mixed with 1.5 cups of water, which should be about 3 cups. I'm gonna pour that on in there. I'm just gonna keep stirring and break up that flour. I'm gonna let that start cooking a little bit and bubbling up. But just keep stirring. Just keep stirring. It's been a few minutes. Our gravy is still slowly thickening up. We're just gonna keep stirring it. Keep breaking up those little flour chunks. As it's getting thicker, we're going to add a tablespoon of ketchup. And then we're going to add about a teaspoon of Worcestershire sauce. We're just going to stir that up. Come on now, gravy. It's getting there. It's getting there. Don't rush it. You can take your time with your gravy. That's all right. We want a nice, little semi-thick sauce going. Like I said, just keep stirring and mixing until you get it to the consistency that you want for your gravy. And all those flour chunks are gone. Alright, y'all, so it looks like our gravy has about found its way to thickness. So we're just gonna break that up just a little bit more. We're gonna get ready to pour that in our crock pot. So it's gonna cook some more anyway as it gets into the crock pot, but we just wanna make sure we got a good basis going around here. And so just keep stirring that up and break up those chunks some more. Then after you feel like it's the gravy you desire, pour it in your Salisbury steak for fire. You can still see that ketchup a little bit, that flour, but that's okay. Like I said, it's gonna cook some more in the crock pot, so we ain't gonna stress over no gravy, because it's gonna be good either way. It's still gonna be good, okay? It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. Very steak. And let the crock pot do the rest. All right, come on. All right, y'all. And there we got it. All right, so we're gonna, like I said, put this crock pot on low for about 4 hours, and we'll come back to check on it, and we'll see how it's looking. All right, y'all. It's been about 4 hours, and this is what our Salisbury steak is looking like. I'm gonna give that a little stir. Got a little gravy and our mushrooms. Onions done wilted down. All right, Salisbury steak. It looks pretty good. It smells good. So if you want to, you can cook it a little bit longer. You might do about 30 more minutes, but for the most part, our Salisbury steak is done. a Salisbury steak. And as you can see, the meat has shrunk a lot as it has cooked. So keep that in mind when you're forming your meatballs. If you don't want them to be this small, make them just a little bit bigger. But other than that, it smells pretty good. So I hope you guys enjoyed this recipe. Let me know how it goes for you. And like, comment, subscribe. This is another episode of MK's Kitchen. I'm MK the Queen. See you guys later. Bye.